Also, let me thank Dr. Sandhya for giving me this opportunity. Like Dr. Sunil said, all is not well if it is a soft cataract. Many times you can end up in very sticky situations when you do a soft cataract. We always think about the advantages when it is a soft cataract because you may not need any phaco energy. So, in effect, there will be a minimal endothelial loss. Your cornea will be crystal clear. Capsular access generally will be very predictable, and the procedure is usually fast once we get the right step in place. Otherwise, it is going to take a lot of time. So the disadvantages are that the traditional nucleotomy techniques are very difficult, like a divide and conquer or a chop are almost impossible, and you have to customize your technique to the depending on the softness of the nucleus. And like he said, the small pupil, it's very difficult because you are almost blind. There is nothing you can actually have a purchase on. So you may have to go blind. And many times you will have to go for a peripheral chop, which in a small pupil becomes very difficult. So in these cases, we should definitely go for devices, pupil expanding devices. I would say probably grade 3 nucleus, the size of the pupil can be more forgiving, but in this, the pupil has to be well dilated. So much so the risk of a rent is almost very much higher in this. So you can customize like with the latest machines like the Centurion. You can have this flip mode in which it's basically a lens salute and then carouseling of the nucleus, which happens very fast. The fluidics is such that it can be eaten up very fast. We have the traditional chip and flip or the choo-choo phaco, whatever it is called. You can also try a stop and chop along with a peripheral chop, or you can go ahead with the stop and chop. So prerequisites for a good soft cataract phacoemulsification are one is a good pupillary dilatation. If poor mydriasis is there, you should use iris hooks, Maillebin ring or a BHEX. Preferably avoid a stretch pupillasty because things become very messy after that. You will be catching the iris and making it into a mess. Good visco dilatation with Helon, GV, etc. And emphasis on good hydro procedures. A good hydro dissection and a hydro delineation will make things much easier. So these are a few videos. See here, it's a soft cataract, grade 1 to 2, but you do a very good hydro dissection and a hydro delineation. Things happen much faster. So you know at what depth you can go. So you can go till the depth of the nucleus, and then you can do a chip and flip in these cases. So you start eating up this thing one after the other. Slowly you turn around the nucleus. You know the depth of the nucleus. Avoid going into the cortical matter, and once you do that, you can just get a bucket handle in one corner, and then you can just aspirate, and then things will just go on. And this is how it continues. Once you get it into the phaco tip, it's like a sort of carouseling which happens. You can just lift it up manually with your dialer or the iris hook, and you can just heat it up. And this again is another soft nucleus which is partially saluted. So you can get inside, pull the nucleus into this thing, and then get it in. Once you can lollipop the nucleus out, and then once you lollipop the nucleus, then you can go into the epinucleus mode and then eat up the rest of the nucleus. Got the endonucleus, you're just carouseling it, lollipopping it, and then you go ahead. Then you have only the epinuclear shell which is remaining. You can go into the epinucleus mode and remove it. And this is a stop and chop. I'm sorry for the quality of the video. So you can initially trench a groove through and through. Then following that, you can go in and you can go for a peripheral chop. Along with that, you can divide the nucleus by separation, and then you can go for along with the peripheral chop also. Since the pupil is well dilated, it can happen well. And this is how it proceeds. And if you require, see this is, if it is a grade 3 nucleus, you can easily do a phaco in that. But here I would definitely go in for iris hooks in these cases. See now how efficiently you can manage the nucleus. You go for a peripheral chop. Everything is visible, and at areas you can even see the beyond a normal 8 millimeter rhexis, because you can adjust the iris hooks if you have any doubts when you're going into the periphery, and then the procedure carries on like that. And this is a B-hex ring which can also be used. Relatively soft nucleus. You have to push in viscoelastic under the iris so that you make space for the B-hex. Once you do that, then you go ahead with placing, you can either place it with the forceps into the anterior chamber and then use two iris hooks, two dialing Sinskey dialers to position it, or you can go in from the side port and then complete placing the nucleus. And see, once that is done, then the nucleus disassembly is much easier. You know where to go, and this is how it ends up. And see, this is one another situation. This is an iridoscheisis in which it's difficult if you try to operate without stretching out the pupil. You will eat up half of the iris in the process. So you put iris hooks, and here preferably you put thicker iris hooks, so that, like the nylon ones, not the Grishaba ones may get entangled in this. So use the thicker ones, and with this you are able to do the procedure. Even if it is soft, you can go to the periphery and aspirate the nucleus without fear of getting a PCOI. And this is how it ends up. And this is how I would approach a case of a soft nucleus and thereby prevent complications in these cases. Thank you very much. Yeah. Either one edge will pop up, and it's very easy. And if you go in 2-3 places, the whole bowl may come up. So that will prevent, and put some viscoelastic under the bowl also, so that the PCO is also kept in place. That will be a much better idea. This usually happens. You go around eating up, finally the center nothing will be there, but periphery will be thick. So it doesn't fold by itself. And going blind underneath may be a problem.